Rex barked once. Just once. But it was enough to stop the entire terminal. People froze. Coffee cups hovered mid-air. Conversations died mid-sentence. Officer Maya Ortiz knew that bark. It wasn't playful. It wasn't casual. It was the sound Rex made when something was wrong. Really wrong. She gripped his leash tighter, her eyes scanning. That's when she saw them. A little girl in a hoodie, maybe 9, standing too still beside a man in his 40s. He wore wire-rimmed glasses, carried no luggage, and held the girl's wrist. Not her hand. Her wrist. Tight, Rex growled. Low. Deep. Easy, boy, Maya whispered. But Rex didn't back down. He stared at the girl's backpack. Baby pink covered in stars with a plush unicorn stitched on the front. Another bark. Louder. Sharper. The man frowned, gave a quick smile. She's afraid of dogs, he said. We'll just go around. Maya didn't move. Neither did Rex. Sir, please stay where you are. It's just a child, someone muttered from the crowd. But Rex didn't care about opinions. His body tensed, muscles rigid. He barked a third time, full force. A TSA agent dropped his coffee. Another reached for his radio. The man's grip on the girl tightened. She didn't flinch. She didn't look scared. She looked hollow. Rex stepped forward, nose aimed at the backpack. Sir, Maya said louder now. Step aside. We're catching a flight, the man replied, too calm. Too smooth, I said. Step aside. That moment, just a second of hesitation, was all Rex needed. He lunged, not to attack, but to get close. He sniffed deep, then let out one, hard, final bark. People started backing away. A quiet ripple of fear. What's wrong with that dog? Someone whispered. The girl looked up. Finally. Her eyes locked on Maya's. She didn't speak, but her eyes did. They screamed, one word, help. Maya's heart skipped. She reached for her radio. This is Officer Ortiz. Possible alert. Requesting immediate backup to Gate B. The man took a step back. You're making a mistake. No, Maya said firmly. Rex doesn't make mistakes. Rex stood like a statue, facing the backpack, chest rising and falling fast. That bark, it wasn't just a warning. It was the beginning of something much, much bigger. The crowd was still, eyes flicking between Maya, the man, and Rex. The girl's face was mostly hidden under the hoodie, but her hands gave her away, clenched, fingers digging into the fabric. Rex growled again, louder this time. The man tugged the girl's wrist. She's just shy. She doesn't like dogs. Maya stepped closer. Then you won't mind stepping aside. Just a quick check. He smiled, but it wasn't warm. We have a flight to catch. Rex moved in tighter, his snout almost touching the unicorn backpack. His bark exploded like a siren. A TSA agent behind Maya froze. Is that dog trained for explosives? Maya didn't answer. Her focus stayed locked on the girl. The child still hadn't moved. Not a word. Not a sound. Just stood there like a statue beside the man claiming to be her father. Sir, I need you to release her wrist, Maya said, her voice sharp now. The man chuckled. You're overreacting. This is my daughter. But Maya saw it, the grip too tight, the eyes too empty. And Rex? Rex never stopped barking. Sir, she warned, you need to let go. Now. The man's fingers tightened. I said she's scared of the dog. Rex lunged again, not to bite, but to block. He placed his body between the girl and the man. His fur bristled. His body shook with tension. That's when the girl finally looked up. Straight into Maya's eyes. Maya lowered her voice. Are you okay, sweetheart? The girl blinked once. Her lips didn't move, but her eyes. They were screaming. I'm calling security, Maya said into her radio. The man shifted, tried to act calm. This is insane. Check the bag if you want. It's just candy and toys. Rex doesn't alert on candy, Maya replied, stepping in front of the girl. The man raised both hands. You think I'm some kind of threat? To my own daughter? Rex barked again, louder than before. The noise bounced off the terminal walls. Clear the area, Maya ordered. Now. People started backing away. Some gasped, others clutched their bags. The man's fake calm started cracking. You're making a mistake. Maya's hand hovered near her holster. If I am, I'll own it. But Rex isn't. Rex didn't stop barking, not once. He stood his ground like a soldier. And the girl? She stayed silent, but her eyes, they never left the dog who refused to be ignored. The second they stepped into the screening room, the door shut with a cold click. The noise of the terminal vanished. The girl sat in one corner, small and still. The man stayed near her, arms crossed, fake calm smeared all over his face. Rex didn't bark anymore. He stood beside Maya, his eyes fixed on the unicorn backpack now resting on the metal table. We're done here, the man said, voice rising. This is harassment. I want to speak to someone in charge. Maya didn't flinch. You're looking at her. You need a warrant to search that bag. We have probable cause, she replied. His fist tightened. She's 9, that's her school stuff, you're wasting time. But Rex knew better. His body went stiff, his ears twitched. And then he growled, not loud, not wild, just low and deep, like thunder right before a storm. Maya took a step forward. Step back from the girl. He didn't move. She's my daughter. She hasn't said a single word, hasn't looked at you once. He laughed. She's scared. You're terrifying her. But the girl didn't even blink, just stared at the table, at the backpack. That unicorn smile stitched on the front. Looked out of place now. Another officer entered the room. Maya gave a small nod. Sir, the officer said calmly, you need to sit down, now. The man gritted his teeth, but obeyed. Maya walked to the table, her fingers brushing the zipper. Rex didn't bark for nothing, she said. Open it, the man snapped. Go ahead. It's crayons and candy. Maya met his eyes. Then you won't mind watching. Rex shifted closer. His growl deepened. His eyes never left the bag. The room felt smaller, heavier. The girl raised her hand slowly and touched Rex's. Hagmum, just a soft touch, barely there. He paused like he understood. Maya caught it. Her voice softened. You okay, sweetheart? Still no answer, but the fear in her eyes spoke loud. Maya looked at the bag again. Something's in there, she whispered. And we're going to find it. Everyone in the room could feel it. This wasn't just about a kid's backpack anymore. Kaikem stood tall beside the table, body tight, waiting. He didn't need to bark. Not this time. His silence said it all. Maya's hand hovered over the unicorn backpack, but her eyes stayed on the girl. Abby hadn't moved, hadn't spoken. She just sat there, hoodie pulled tight, arms wrapped around herself. The man shifted in his chair, annoyed. This is ridiculous, you're scaring her. But Maya wasn't listening to him anymore. She crouched beside the girl, voice soft. Abby, did someone else pack your bag? The girl didn't answer, not with words. Slowly she reached out, her hand trembling, and touched Rex's ear. Just a light touch, like a whisper. Rex didn't move. He just looked at her, calm and steady. Maya watched the small gesture, heart aching. It wasn't just a touch, it was a message. Thank you, Maya whispered. You did the right thing. The man leaned forward. She's scared. You're making this worse. Maya didn't even look at him. We're checking the bag. Rex stayed beside the table as Maya opened the zipper. First came a tablet, switched off. Then some coloring books, one page half-colored. A bag of gummy bears, half-eaten, a small pink sock. Then the stuffed rabbit. One ear torn, the fur worn down. It all looked normal, like any kid's backpack. But Rex wasn't fooled. Maya felt the bottom of the bag. There was a bump, something hidden under the lining. She pressed gently. It didn't feel like a toy. Rex let out a soft growl. Just once. Maya looked at the other officer. Get the containment tray, now. The man in the corner stood. You've done enough. Let us go. Maya snapped. Sit down. Her fingers found the edge of the lining, tugged slightly. Then she felt it. Duct tape. Cold. Firm. She looked at Abby. The girl was watching her now, eyes wide, scared but steady. What's in here? Maya whispered, more to herself. Rex barked. One sharp sound that cut through the silence like a blade. The other officer returned with the tray. Maya didn't pull anything out. She lifted the whole bag, set it inside carefully. Abby's eyes never left Rex. The man said nothing now, just stared at the floor. Maya stepped back. We need bomb squad, right now. She reached for her radio, heart racing. Rex stood like a statue, eyes on the tray. Abby leaned closer to Rex, voice barely a breath. Thank you. It was her first word, and it said everything. The bomb squad didn't waste time. In less than 5 minutes, they had the unicorn backpack sealed inside a blast-safe tray. Abby had been gently let out, still holding her stuffed rabbit. But Rex? He wouldn't leave. Maya stayed too. She had to. Something about that backpack felt off. Too carefully packed. Too quiet. A technician in a heavy suit stepped forward. We'll x-ray it first, he said. Maya nodded. Be careful. My dog barked for a reason. Rex sat near her feet, tense but silent. His eyes locked on the tray. The scan finished. The screen lit up, but instead of wires or a trigger, there was a flat metal box inside. Small. Sealed. One of the bomb squad guys squinted. That's not an explosive. Another leaned in. It's insulated. Might be temperature sensitive. Rex stood up, slowly, hackles raised. Then he barked. Loud. Final. Maya's heart dropped. What is that thing? The tech opened the backpack carefully and pulled out the box. No wires, no countdown, just a metal case wrapped in layers of duct tape and one chilling detail. A faded biohazard symbol burned into the corner. Everyone went still. No way, someone whispered. That came through TSA? Maya's voice cracked. It wasn't meant to blow up. It was meant to be carried. Hidden. The technician's face turned pale. We need the CDC now. Rex let out a low growl as if he knew this wasn't over. This wasn't just candy and crayons, Maya muttered. It was a delivery. The other officer stepped back. How did it get through? Maya looked at Rex. It didn't. He stopped it. No one spoke. The weight of what could have happened hung in the air. One agent whispered, that backpack was designed to beat every system. Rex paced once, then sat again, watching, waiting. The technician turned to Maya. You said the man called the girl his daughter? Maya nodded. Yeah, but she never spoke, not until she thanked Rex. They all stared at the case. Silent. Heavy, Maya whispered. This wasn't random. Someone planned this. Someone knew what they were doing. And Rex, that one dog in a sea of people, was the only one who saw it coming. The box had changed everything. But it was the man who made Maya's skin crawl now. He sat quietly in the holding room. Calm. Too calm. Like someone used to getting away with things. Rex paced outside the door, ears alert, tail stiff. He hadn't let his guard down for a second. An officer walked in holding a thick folder. Got a match. Maya stood. Name? Not Daniel. Not even close. She blinked. Then who is he? The officer opened the folder. Multiple fake passports. Different names. Different countries. Same face. All flagged. Maya took a breath. Anything violent? The officer nodded. One match shows ties to a bioterror ring in Eastern Europe. Disappeared 3 years ago. Wanted for transporting illegal biological materials. Maya glanced through the one-way glass. The man just smiled to himself like, None of it mattered. And the girl? She asked. The officer hesitated. Abigail Quinn, age 9. Reported missing in Austin, Texas. 18 days ago. Maya's heart dropped. She was kidnapped? Snatched outside her school. Last seen being pulled into a blue SUV. Amber Alert went cold after 48 hours. Maya looked back at Rex. He saved her, the officer added, and stopped something way bigger than we thought. Inside the room, the man leaned back in his chair. I know my rights, he said calmly. You also know how to fake a life, Maya replied. Who packed that bag? He shrugged. She did. She loves unicorns. Maya stepped closer. We know everything now. You're not her father. You used her. She was never supposed to speak, was she? He said nothing, just smiled. Maya whispered, but she did, to Rex. Rex pressed his head gently against Maya's leg as if saying, Don't stop now. She stared at the man. You're done. We'll make sure you never hurt anyone again. As officers moved in to transfer him, Rex stood firm, eyes locked on the man. Not barking, not growling, just watching. And the man for the first time looked nervous. Everything he'd planned, every lie, every detail, undone by one little girl, and one dog who wouldn't back down. They opened the case in a sealed room. No loud alarms, no shouting. Just focused silence. Every movement slow, careful. Inside were rows of glass vials, tiny, each resting in its own foam slot. The labels weren't from any pharmacy. Some were handwritten, some printed in foreign scripts Maya couldn't read. One tech leaned closer. This isn't normal. Another technician whispered, It's not medication. These look like lab samples. Maya stared at them. What kind of samples? The lead EOD tech hesitated, then said one word. Pathogens, Maya's blood. Ran cold. He added, Some are genetically modified, some we haven't identified. Could be viruses, deadly ones. Someone tried to fly with this? Maya asked. The tech nodded. And they almost did. Rex stood just outside the containment room, eyes locked on the glass. He didn't bark this time, but his tail was stiff, body alert. He knew. A federal agent stepped in. We traced the man's travel. He entered under a fake name 6 weeks ago, disguised as a businessman. He made contact with people already flagged in 3 countries. Maya whispered. This wasn't a solo act? No. The agent agreed. It was meant to move quietly. A test run, maybe, but Rex ended it. They looked at the screen again. The vials shimmered under the light. Why use a kid? Someone asked. Because no one looks twice at a little girl with a unicorn backpack, Maya answered. And scanners don't detect sealed cases like this, but Rex did. The tech turned back. Honestly, a dog stopped a global threat. That's not a sentence I ever thought I'd say. Maya glanced at Rex. He's not just a dog. Another agent walked in. The FBI's bringing in disease experts, CDC's en route. This case is now classified. Maya sighed. Let them classify it, but don't forget who found it. The agent nodded. Believe me, we won't. Outside the room, Rex sat still, watching. The hero nobody noticed. The one who saw what others missed. Not because he was told to, but because he felt it. In a world full of machines and metal detectors, it was a heartbeat, a bark, and a nose that saved them all. The threat had been stopped, the man taken away, the vial secured. But for Maya, one moment still hadn't come, the one that mattered most. Abby had been silent the whole time. No tears, no questions, just quiet. Until now. Her real parents had arrived under escort, eyes red, hands shaking. They stood just outside the secure room, afraid to believe this was real. Then the door opened. Abby stood frozen for a second, like her mind couldn't trust what her eyes were seeing. Her mom dropped to her knees. It's okay, Peanut, she whispered, voice shaking. It's really me. That's when Abby moved. She ran. Fast, arms open, tears pouring down her face for the first time. Her mom caught her, held her tight, both of them shaking like leaves. Her dad knelt beside them, arms wrapping around both. "We've got you, baby. You're safe now." And then it happened. Abby smiled. Not a big smile. Not forced. Just soft, real. Like something inside her finally let go. Rex watched from the corner. He didn't move, didn't bark, just sat still, eyes gentle. Maya knelt beside him. "You did that," she whispered. "You brought her home." Rex leaned into her, leg his way of answering. Abby looked up, still sniffling. Her eyes met Rex's. She let go of her mom just long enough to walk over. She knelt in front of him and wrapped her arms around his neck. "Thank you," she said. "You found me." Rex stayed still, letting her hold on as long as she needed. Her mom reached out. "Come here, honey." Abby turned back, but not before whispering. "I wasn't scared when he barked. I knew he was trying to help." Her dad smiled through tears. "He saved all of us." Rex followed Maya as they stepped out of the room, giving the family space. Down the hallway, Maya rubbed his head. "You didn't just stop something terrible," she said softly. "You gave a little girl her life back." Rex didn't need praise, didn't need cameras. He just needed that moment, that smile, and he got it. There were no flashing cameras, no news vans waiting outside. Just a quiet room deep inside a Homeland Security building, with beige walls and a table too big for the moment. Rex sat beside Maya, calm as ever. Not wagging, not restless, just alert. Watching. A man in a suit cleared his throat. "We'd like to recognize K9 Officer Rex for exceptional service." He held out a small certificate. Printed text, no gold seal, no frame. Maya took it with a polite nod. "Thank you." The man forced a smile. "You've got one heck of a partner." "I know," she said. Someone handed Maya a treat, high-grade jerky. She knelt and offered it to Rex. He took it gently, like always. She placed her hand on his head. "Good job, buddy. You did more than anyone knows." Rex blinked slowly, then looked back at the door. Like he was ready for the next shift already. Another officer whispered, "They're not telling the public, are they?" Maya shook her head. "No, they think people wouldn't understand." "They might be right," he said. But Maya didn't agree. She looked at Rex. "Someone should know. That bark, the one that stopped the airport, that saved a girl, and maybe more. It wasn't loud for attention. It wasn't for show, it was instinct, it was loyalty. It was truth in its purest form." Rex hadn't asked for medals. He didn't care about certificates. All he wanted was to protect. To do what? He was trained for. What his heart told him to do. Later in the car, Maya leaned against the window, the city rolling by in quiet streaks. She glanced at Rex in the back seat. He sat tall, watching the streets, ears twitching. "Still on duty, huh?" She smiled. Rex didn't move, but his tail tapped the seat once, then again. It was enough. Because sometimes the heroes that matter most aren't the ones on stage. They're the ones who barked when the world wasn't listening. 5 days after the airport went quiet, after the news stopped asking questions, an envelope arrived at the precinct. It wasn't marked urgent. No special delivery. Just a plain white envelope, written in careful, messy handwriting. To Officer Dog Rex. Maya opened it slowly. Inside was a folded piece of notebook paper and a crayon drawing. The drawing showed a big brown dog with extra-large ears, standing in front of a little girl with a pink backpack. Both were smiling. The note read, "Dear Officer Dog, I thought, no one saw me, but you did. Thank you for saving me. Love, Abby." Maya didn't speak. She just stood there, staring at the words. She walked to the K9 locker room, past the row of gear and vests, and stopped at Rex's locker. He followed her, in tail wagging just once. Maya folded the letter gently and placed it inside the door, right next to his badge. "You can't read this," she whispered. "But I think you already know what it says." Rex nudged her hand with his nose. Just a soft touch, Outside, the station was busy, officers moving in every direction. But in that small room, time stood still. Abby's words were simple, but powerful. I thought no one saw me. That's what Maya kept thinking about. How many others like Abby were still out there hoping someone would notice, hoping someone would care? Rex had noticed. He'd seen what no one else did, and he acted. Maya sat beside him on the bench. "They'll never give you a medal," she said. "But I'll never forget what you did." Rex leaned against her gently, his way of saying, "That's enough." Because some heroes don't need cheers, or crowds, or medals. Some heroes just need one small voice to say, "Thank you." And for Rex, that one letter meant more than any award ever could.